Mosimane resigns. What a story. It's breaking the internet at the moment. 5 PSL titles at Mamelodi Sundowns. 2 League Cups. 2 FA Cups. 1 Champions League. 1 Super Cup. He is the most successful coach at Mamelodi Sundowns. He is the most successful coach in South Africa. He is respected on the African continent. Now he is leaving to Ahly. We're not going to even beat around the bush. He's going to Ahly. Sad day for Mamelodi Sundowns supporters. One can say a day to remember for South African football, where we are able to export our top coach to international clubs. I'm joined by Koketso, Sbusiso, Sedi, Mpendulo, Murendeni, and Pro Pilani is going to join us very soon. Guys, thoughts on what we just picked up hours ago? Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys have to say about it?
Good rough, good tough. Hey, cool, wow. It's just cool everything. It's bad. Things are bad. Yes. Things are bad.
Well, I'm seeing guys are shaking their heads. This move is not welcome at all. Why? Why is this not welcome, guys?
I'll tell you why it is not welcome. You know, I knew that Coach Pitso was going to leave at some point. That was inevitable, you know, and I'm happy for him as a person that is going to a better place.
Yeah.
But the thing is that I know that he's not leaving because he wanted to leave now. The man signed a 4-year extension. The man has received offers from the Gulf, from North Africa. He rejected them. The man has been speaking about wanting to spend time with his family. Suddenly the man is going to North Africa, away from family. So that tells you that if you listen to the interview when he won the league, the man did not sound happy at all. Right now, some old Madala was on radio saying it's a win-win situation. How can a situation where you have lost your top coach be a win-win situation? The same Madala is busy saying that Sundowns has been playing this football that won us trophies under Pitso for many years before Pitso. So that tells you that something is happening at corner Allendale and Dunlop roads. And that is the reason why I'm not happy about this departure. But if it wasn't for that, and the man was just leaving to better his career, to explore new things and maybe face new challenges, then I would have been happy because it would have been a different story. But unfortunately, it is not.
You know, the weird thing for me is that these sinister forces, I'm speaking under correction here. These people who didn't want Pitso there but gladly accepted all the trophies that the team was getting, where did they think, how was everything going to happen going forward? So you don't want a coach there, but you guys want to win things. And the coach that you don't want there is actually defying the odds and winning things. So you're happily going to take the winner's bonus, but you don't like the person that's doing the job. Now you guys are actively working against someone who's doing a great job, who is going to turn the PSL into a farmers league. Now all of a sudden it's a win-win situation. Biang. What must happen?
I've got a conspiracy theory, but maybe I don't know if the host will allow us to speak about conspiracy theories later on. But I've got a conspiracy theory, and it's not too far-fetched.
But you know what the thing for me?
Let's hear what the other guys. I see Koketso wants to have a word.
I'm deliberately wearing black today because Yeah, no.
It's morning.
I even had to wear a jacket and I had to zip it up. It's a very sad day, man. Yeah. It's you know it's a very sad day, bittersweet. In a sense, my biggest problem about Pitso's departure is that he's living in an environment. Like he's leaving an environment that's very toxic, and that environment is never going to change for the next person that's coming, because the very same people that he's leaving will be there, and they'll make it hard for the next coach. They've made it hard for the previous coach. They're going to make it hard for the next coach. The only difference between the last coach and Pitso was that he has a thick skin, and he's not a pushover. My biggest fear is that what's going to happen next is exactly what's been happening before, because like that environment has become, it's not toxic. I'm not happy about what's happening, guys. Our team is a laughing stock. We have a lot of money, but we make these small minor mistakes that the rookies make. And I don't understand that people that come to radio and say it's a win-win situation for people. Like how, like Murendeni was saying, like you can see that people are out of touch with reality. So I'm very sad, guys. I'm very happy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very happy for Pitso because I know he's going to succeed. I mean, how many games does he have to play to win the next Champions League?
3. Only 3.
So Pitso, to me, Pitso has 2 Champions Leagues now. Like it's in the bag. Like I don't even doubt that, So yeah, but I'm very sad at what we are left with. So I'm more sad at what we left with than what we've lost. So yeah.
Sbusiso?
I think if you ask me, I'll say it's been a long time coming. Because if you check how long Pitso waited to renew the contract, it will tell you that it's been happening for a long time, and he's been hinting to say there's people inside that don't want him there, but he's been there with us. But otherwise, I think it's a win for South African football. If you look at it that way, it's a win for South African football. It's a loss for us because I think the problem with Sundowns starts at the top with the president. I don't think Mr. Motsepe is invested in football. I think he likes the idea of having a football club. I don't think he likes football. I think he's there.
He just has the wrong people giving him advice.
We'll actually
even himself.
We'll come back to what you just said, because I'll refer to what was said earlier on by another chairman of both seats. Let's give Mpendulo a chance as well to also have his say on what we just experienced today.
Yeah, I mean, I think the guys have said it all. From Moren's saying that there are skeletons there inside our team that really wanted the coach to leave. I think from last year, he's been saying the same thing, that something's not right in that team, inside the management. If you look at how Tulani Tuso left, you see that it's something inside the management. The management of the club, I think it's not good. It's not good at all. And I think the coach that will come now, I don't think they are going to give the assistant coaches that are left maybe that big thing. I think they'll bring someone.
But that would be such a slap in the face.
But judging by what that one with many rings on his finger said, I agree with Mpex.
But it's such a slap in the face because Manqoba has been there for those very same 7 years. He was there with Pitso doing the work. He was just as respected by the players and others who don't know. That would be such a slap in the face because he would be the obvious replacement to carry on this legacy that Pitso is leaving behind.
Correct.
It would be such a slap in the face.
Correct, Sedi. But sorry, but what we've established right now is that people don't have Sundowns' interest at heart. Like, it's all about themselves. They don't care about continuity.
And this is why there was someone who said to me, no, you guys can't be blaming the president. But the president is the same person that has the wrong people giving him advice. People with no football experience whatsoever are busy telling Patrice Motsepe on what to do with the coaching department. Young.
Correct. Yeah. The president is the biggest and A better team. Man.
Yeah, because
it's the biggest problem. And for me,
point, I will say, it's a very difficult situation that Mamelodi Sundowns find themselves in at the moment, where people leaving, as much as look, I know you guys are running around. I'll call his name, Alex Shakwane. We just heard him on radio, and talking about obviously it's a win-win. And when he was asked the question, you could clearly find out that this departure by Coach Pitso is not something that they knew beforehand. It's something that was sprung to them now, and now they're having to react. And I think now the question is for Mamelodi Sundowns, what is going to happen in terms of appointment? Because I think the logical thing here would be leave the very same technical team to carry on because they know how things are working and they'll carry on with that. But now the moment you start bringing in other people, because then it will be a rush appointment. And we've seen at other clubs across the world, rush appointments tend to not work out. So I don't know. Do you think Mangoba will be the guy to go and take over, or do you think Sundowns will probably go and look for somebody else to come in?
Well, it goes back to Koketso's point that it's about what interest you have in your heart. If you've got the best interest of the team, then you will go with continuity. But now, if this is about you eating, if this is about agendas, if this is about agendas and people eating and whatever, then that is not going to happen. So you heard when even the host of the radio show suggested Mangoba, that one dismissed that immediately. He spoke about, the coach can be any color. It could be from anywhere in the world.
Anywhere in the world.
So they're bringing us a farmer.
There's already a farmer there.
But guys, I hope the Senate will prevail in terms of, we can see now that the league is starting, I think, in 3 weeks' time. Where will that person get time to gel with the team, to learn the team, or to prepare the team? So I just hope the Senate will prevail on the president and some of our management there, that they should allow the Coach Mangoba Mnesi and Wendell Robinson. I don't know if the other guy is leaving or not, but yeah, like they should carry on with the team that we have, the technical team that we have.
Ivan, do you want to go into conspiracy theories?
Wait.
Because I want to use a conspiracy theory to answer this guy.
Before we go to the conspiracy, I promised Sbusiso that I will bring a point to what he was saying. So earlier on, we heard from Dr. Ivan Koza, which is something that surprised me. He mentioned that Motsepe was crying about how his club is not making him money. Now, I guess it was an open secret that we all probably were debating about, because there's no financials that we can all look at and start comparing and see how much money is coming into the club, how much money is being spent. But for him to basically tell the rest of the country about what the other chairman said to him about his club, I mean, I don't know what to say about it. I mean, the fact that he was able to tell us what he said, and secondly, what Motsepe said to Dr. Ivan Koza. What do you guys have to say about that?
That man even said, Motsepe told him that you can hear from the tone that the man is just there for the idea of having a football club. I don't know.
It's a hobby.
Yeah, I think so.
It's a hobby.
It's one of his.
Honestly, it's a hobby. It's like a pastime. Like, oh yeah, I own a football team that just so happened to win a CAF Champions League some years ago, and we just won our 10th league title. It's not something that you say with pride, Hore. Yeah, this is my team, and this is what we're doing. Aye.
It's a CSI project, and I don't believe the chairman of the league was lying when he mentioned that. I think he was telling the truth. Motsepe did say that, but I also believe that statement is twofold from the Iron Duke. That man is a very shrewd man as well. He knows that things can be tough in Egypt. He knows that Pitso needs to hit the ground running, or he will start to be under pressure and they might have to come back. And I can tell you now, if Pitso is to come back before the 2 years in Egypt, the Colonel is going to go for him.
Yeah,
So
he'd rather go to Pirates than to Chiefs, which is fine by me anyway.
The Colonel is rubbing it in that, you know what, that guy doesn't care about this team. If you want to make something big of yourself, go to a team where the owner cares. Because he was basically saying, look, this Mashakala is winning trophies. So now imagine when you're going to a place where the owner cares, how many more trophies you will win.
Because look, I think it's like this. We don't know who's going to take over Sundowns, but let's say whoever takes over becomes successful. Now, of course, if let's say Pitso doesn't succeed or doesn't spend more time in Egypt, when he comes back, I think the logical thing would be you can't put in Pitso when the other coach is succeeding. So the logical thing then would be that Coach Pitso would then go to another team. And we know, if we're looking at Pirates, and we know Pitso has a soft spot for Pirates. And I bet you my bona, whatever money I have, I can say that guy will make that position available for Coach Pitso on a break. But maybe he's playing the long game in this case. But let's move on to the conspiracy theories, Mure. What is the conspiracy? Because I can see everybody's got their own story about what is happening at the club.
Either he came as someone who was going to pump in money, and now when that happened, and when the first few big money signings were made, because remember around that time, Chelsea was also making big money signings, so that thing was sort of like becoming some global trend, and some people started to inflate prices. And when that was happening, there was a lot of talk that, those guys are inflating prices so that they can get kickbacks from agents. Now, assuming that is true, you can get 7 million out of Eliza Rogers. If Eliza Rogers' value is 2 million and you are getting 7 million, it means that you are getting a good kickback. And then suddenly a coach comes and then he's starting to win trophies. He's building a team which will win trophies. He wants to control the transfer policy. He wants to be fully in charge. Where are you going to chow? What are you going to eat? So what is the logical thing to do? Get rid of that cancer that is disturbing you because you want to eat so that you can continue eating. I think that is what was happening. I believed there was a coach, Istros Peshkov, a very good coach. He even went to an extent of saying, President Motsepe is not bigger than Sundowns. And people thought, as I say, you are Nieskens when he came. That guy used to play beautiful football. A lot of things were happening which were good. And you could see that somehow the man got sabotaged. And the only thing that kept Coach Pitso going is the fact that Pitso is a stubborn person. And he's a local. Stoichkov was stubborn, but because he's not a local, it's very difficult to go in a foreign country without understanding the culture of the people and fight those people. But Pitso had an advantage because he's a local. He understands the psyche of South Africans. He understands South African players, and he's also stubborn. And that enabled him to win internal battles before he goes onto the field and fight external battles against opposition. So getting a good coach is not an issue. Sundowns can get a top-class coach. But if you're going to get a top-class coach who's going to come into a toxic environment, and that coach is not someone like Pitso Mosimane who will be willing to fight the toxic environment, then I don't see anything happening. Those guys will eat and eat.
They need to go.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Brent. I've mentioned this before, and I've mentioned it in another platform where I said, I don't know if you remember that era where it was, let's sign everything that comes out of Mamelodi. Let's just sign it.
Oh, what a mess.
You remember that? Yeah, so that era, I can tell you from adding on to that conspiracy theory, if you Pitso speaks in a lot of subliminals. If you check Pitso's messages are like they're subliminal. In that there was an interview where Pitso said, okay, the boys are from Mamelodi, good, we're signing. So if anybody is from Mamelodi and is good, is playing professional soccer, bring the boy in. So he's saying, okay, you guys just want to sign people for the sake of being from Mamelodi. So let's rather just throw it. You guys don't care about whether they fit into the system, let's just sign. If they're professional players. So there are people, man, that are trying to make that team Mamelodi. I don't know why they still fixated on that. Like they're still stuck in the 80s. Cool, the team was started by Mamelodi people and the team got successful but it's a global brand now. And we need to move away from that. But there are people that don't want to move away from that. And we all know those people. And because that there's sentimental value and they're still old and they're still stuck in that way, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. That's not possible. So they go into sabotage. Confidently, they're still going to sabotage. And what Murendeni says about the inflated price and the commissions, and people get commission there. When they sign somebody, they get commission. Can you guys confidently say Pitso signed Nico Mobi?
No.
He has never mentioned him. He has never mentioned him in one of his signings. When Pitso was saying how that he won the league last season with 2 signings, Siabi and Afonso. And he never mentioned that guy. He never mentioned Mobi.
Yeah, I think I can confidently say he didn't sign him because I remember one interview, they asked him about Nico Mobi and he categorically said, I don't know the boy. So how can a coach make a signing of a boy that he doesn't know? You know how detailed Pitso is.
You know, if Pitso doesn't like you or doesn't want you, he won't talk about you. Even if he's asked, he'll say something very quick and then change the subject.
So, guys, hindsight is something very beautiful. Today, we can reflect on certain statements made by Coach Pitso. We can reflect on Monday on Soccer Zone, what he was saying. We can reflect on the president of Ahly sending a message. Now we're looking Now we're looking at and you're like, hey, these puzzles are fitting, and the puzzle it's Coach Pitso in an Ahly t-shirt. What a move by Ahly. I mean, hearing what's been happening while we are sleeping, while we are tweeting, while we are watching TV, these people are moving, yeah? But hindsight is something very beautiful, guys. And Coach Pitso, he's been dying to tell us. He's like, I can't leave an old team. I must have young guys. And he's telling us, I'm leaving.
Yeah, he said goodbye to us. We're not listening.
Yeah,
we
we didn't
listening.
notice. Yeah, we didn't notice.
Okay, so we're running out of time. I will ask this, guys. So the question is, at Sundowns, are we going to become a Manchester United after Sir Alex Ferguson, or are we going to be in a position to be able to curb this challenge that we have at the moment and continue with success, considering that we've made good signings and probably there are more signings that are going to be announced by Mamelodi Sundowns?
I think. Oh, you can, Sedi.
No, you can. So, personally, I still think Sundowns will succeed, right? It's just now a question of if Dr. Motsepe can actually open his eyes and see who are exactly the problem and get rid of them. If he can get rid of them and try to retain a good chunk of the technical team, because now the stories about Rilani going with Pitso. There's Kabelo that's also leaving. There's who's it? Musi or Kemang? That's also leaving. Yeah. If Pitso can, if the team can just retain most of the people that are still there, I think with whatever new coach, but God willing, Mangoba stays, I think we'll still be able to succeed. It's going to be a growing pain. It's not going to be the same like when Rulani left and we all thought, what is Sundowns going to do without Rulani? And we still ended up winning league titles even after and winning other things. This time around, we're losing the heart of that structure. But we're just hoping that the foundation has stayed right. So I think we'll succeed. It's just if paid fans could just stop Lebona trying to get leverage and all these other khana-khanas going on, I think we'll be fine. But it's a thing of time.
I personally think if they keep Mangoba and Mangoba becomes the head coach of the team, because I think I can't see Pitso signing those signings that he made alone. I think he made it with the whole technical team. So I think Mangoba knows the culture of the team. He knows the players know him. He knows who was signed to do what. I think if we keep Mangoba, and maybe Mangoba brings David from MTC, and if Roland is not going, Roland stays there, I think we won't be fine. Of course, we'll take a knock, but I don't think we'll suffer the same fate Menu suffered. But if we bring a new guy, it will end in tears.
We can't do another 7 years of not winning anything. Ngek. No ways.
That's my 2 cents.
Sedi, let's forget about Motsepe opening his eyes and checking the people that are right for the team and that are wrong. Motsepe is happy with whoever's at the team right now. Sure. And if you check, I saw, you were mentioning hindsight, the benefit of hindsight. And if you check, I was listening to Motsepe's first interview when he acquired 100% ownership of Sundowns. He said Sundowns he has a lot of business headaches and he doesn't want Sundowns to be one of them. So he wants somebody to run this team for him because he first saw this team as a headache. And then now later on, fast forward from 2004, he saw it as a headache. Now it's 2020, he sees it as matlakal. So you can see how it has evolved and how much of a problem it is for him. So you then ask your question, Hore, was he asked to come into the football space? Because he's not interested. Like he's never been interested. He's never hidden the fact that he's not interested. So maybe he was asked. Maybe the people, the colonel sending messages saying it's not Matlaga. It's him convincing him years later to say, yeah, maybe I asked you to come in. So I'm still saying, please stay in this thing. Because Sundowns, ever since Motsepe came in, he bankrolled the league. Let's not even lie. He bankrolled the league. People are getting paid. Like clubs are making more money, and it's a whole domino effect. So forget about him looking at right people and all. He's found these people that he wants. That's why he confidently brought back the likes of Makanya into the team. So don't even think about him changing things now.
So you're basically saying it's definitely going to end in tears.
Yeah.
Let's see what.
I agree.
No, welcome.
I agree.
You'll be the last one. I want Mpendulo to come in and you'll shoot us off.
Yeah, guys. Actually, I think the guys have said it all. They've said it all. I just hope. I just hope that the technical team will remain. Those who were with Coach Pitso, because as Boo said, the signings that were made, I think we made like 11 signings. They were made by the technical team, obviously, including Pitso. So Coach Mangoba knows the boys that are coming, and he knows the team that is there. So I really hope that they don't tamper with the technical team, and they will remain, and then we'll not suffer that much, because obviously we will suffer. Yeah, we will suffer, guys. But I hope we won't suffer that much. And then maybe get one trophy next season or two. And then we'll see what happens in the next years to come. Conversation is back.
Guys, I'm with my brother. My brother is very angry about what just happened. So he also has a lot to say. But I'm gonna let Murre tell us, my brother, what do you think will happen to Mamelodi Sundowns?
Well, I agree with Koketso. Nothing different is going to happen, unfortunately, because first of all, if it was me who wanted to eat, and if it was me who was sabotaging Pitso, what I was going to do in the first season, I was going to allow the assistant coach to continue so that I create an impression that we did not need Pitso. We can succeed without Pitso. But those people are not that smart. Those people are too greedy. Greed sometimes makes you rush things. Those guys are going to start doing what they do best. And now here's a scenario now. Look at the Andile Jali situation. Andile Jali maybe is unhappy. Muhomi is unhappy. Going to the media talking about the coach not playing there. Imagine that when you've got enablers without a coach who's strong enough to fight that nonsense. You're going to start seeing articles now about players being unhappy. You're going to start seeing articles now about Sundowns killing careers. You're going to start seeing articles about all the unrest happening at Sundowns because now the sources are going back. Sundowns, we've got so many sources. Sources are going to start doing what they do best. And for me, like in 2004, I knew things were going to go haywire. I've tweeted about this a lot of time that Motsepe is a problem. If Motsepe really... I know Motsepe doesn't want to make money out of Sundowns, but if he had the love for the team, I think he could have even left Natasha as an administrator. You take ownership of the team, you leave the governance of the team in the hands of people who can... Sundowns does not have proper governance. Sundowns was being sustained by the hard work of the technical team. And as Sundowns right now, we had an opportunity. In the 7 years, maybe let me say the 5 years, because the first 2 years were early stages. In those 5 years that Pitso has been successful at Sundowns, the team failed to capitalize on that and market the team properly and take us to another level. Every good initiative that has been happening at Sundowns were fan initiatives. No team in South Africa has got fans who love the team as much as Sundowns fans. Sundowns fans take ownership. They do everything that they need to do. Nothing is happening from the team. Motsepe doesn't give a damn. And what is happening now is that, they are going to continue. There's a celebration right now. People are happy. I think agents are starting to call now to say, the next transfer window. They're already calling.
The looting is back.
I must also go and write the FIFA agent exam. Maybe I can.
We now looking at a situation where if the reports are true that Coach Pitso is living with Rulani, he's living with Kabelo, he's living with Musa, he's also in a way crippling the team because the very same technical team that he was boasting in front of us, proudly South African, we know Kabelo, that he's the man who is involved, he's the main man that is making our players to be as fit as they are, to be able to play every three days. And now with you taking him, you're essentially going to bring in somebody who's inexperienced, one, so who's going to have to learn the ropes because we know that Motsepe has said in obviously the Sundowns briefing that we had with Coach Pitso's contract and stuff, that the intention is to go to the Club World Cup. The intention is to win the second star. Now, if the intention, I would assume that the intention is still the same, probably with a different coach. But now, how are we going to achieve that if we're losing one of our analysts, if we're losing our main guy in our physio guy? And now you're taking, okay, Rulani, we can say he's left before, so the change might not be the same. But we're talking about two guys that were very instrumental in how Sundowns is. Isn't that going to cripple Sundowns if Coach Pitso has his way and take these guys to Ahly?
Let me just start by saying Rulani Mokwena is one of the luckiest young coaches on earth. How do you come from a Platinum Stars or wherever, you come to Sundowns, you work your way up, you're an assistant coach, you're one of the most noticed young coaches. Then when you get too big for your boots, you go to another big team, Orlando Pirates. And then you go on, you do whatever it is you need to do, and eventually become a head coach for all of 11 games. It unfortunately doesn't work out. And then you go to a cheaper United. They don't renew you there. And then now you find yourself jobless, and Pitso or whoever said he must come back. He comes back only to pick up 2 trophies. And now you're leaving again to an even bigger team. Guys, Rulani
He's
is
going to win another Champions
lucky.
League now.
Dude,
Yeah, second
lucky
Champions League.
bastard. All of these things before 40. Let's just bear that in mind.
Charles
All
Hazard,
of those things before 40. But look, my main thing is that you're talking about people possibly crippling the team by taking a lot of the technical people. I hope and pray that there were other analysis and other physio people there learning, watching. Okay, Kabelo wetsa so, oh, Musi wetsa so. And I hope those people were brushing up their expertise now. However, now when it's time to pick new people, their hands are up and they can vouch for themselves. So no, I watched so and so do this. I watched this one do that. So I'm good enough for the job. If there aren't any people that were under those people watching, then I can tell you for free we're in trouble.
You know what, Ivan? This thing is simple, and I know I'll sound negative, but for me, I've never believed it in the people that Clove Corp. I mean, if Musi is believed to be Pitso's person, and those people wanted to get rid of Pitso, obviously they will get rid of anything associated with that person that they don't like. Because obviously, if you think like Pitso, you are a problem to those people.
So those if people you're smart, you're a problem.
If you're smart and you are a hard worker, and your hard work is disturbing people from eating, then you are a problem. So you might just as well go. So if the conspiracy theories are true, then Sundowns won't mind letting go of those people. And I tweeted earlier today that Ahly has been quoting some of our players for a while. If when we had Billiard, those Egyptians team were quoting him. Sereno is one player was being quoted by Ahly, and I can tell you now, Pitso is most likely to make his Ahly problems our problems, because he also is going into a lion's den. He's going into a place where Egyptians are known not to like they like the Arabs, and they hardly have black coaches, and there's an issue there. So he's gonna get there. He needs people that he can trust around him. And where are the people that he can trust? The people that he can trust are at Sundowns. So to protect himself as well, you will need the analysts that he can trust. And the analysts are there. So chances are that he might cripple us. Unless he decides to be a gentleman and say that, let me start a new thing. But now starting a new thing might mean making things difficult for him when he gets there. But as a wise coach, I think he will tell the Ahly board that, I need to bring a certain number of people that I trust, people that I will be able to work with. And some of those people are here, Maybe there will be some players, like if Billiard is keen, who might be from other teams. But a lot of resources that Pitso need are the resources that he has been working with for the last 8 years. And those resources are at Sundowns. And fortunately for him, those resources are probably not appreciated at Sundowns.
And Chiefs fans are happy about Coach Pitso leaving. I think another thing that maybe they're not thinking about is that Ahly can raid Kaizer Chiefs and take a billion. Because, I mean,
No,
they break the bank.
Chiefs fans are under the illusion that just because Pitso's leaving, that Sundowns is automatically going to turn into a trash team. We've been chowing them. They lost a league title with 20 minutes to spare. So but they needed something to be happy about. We could still easily show them flames. And I hope FIFA denies their request. Because Vapapa.
Listen,
And I was saying, your comment, man.
you know what?
Do you think
I wish I was like you. I really wish I was like you. Honestly speaking, I wish I was like you.
How so?
She's hopeful, and now I see disaster, and
Yeah, same here. I'm with you, Murendeni. Murendeni, I'm with you. And
I can imagine the difference is you guys know a lot. Now I go off what I see on the timeline, some of the things I'm told in confidence by people that I can't name and things. So I just go with what I'm told, and then I'll see from there. Hey, okay, then it's newing.
Listen, I also admire your positivity on this issue, but now I'm basing my projection on history. History has never failed in terms of projections. You can at least still be 50% correct in terms of what's going to happen. So I know what's going to happen. If the same people are there, and the very same thing that stopped them from doing the same thing they did before is gone, then that means old habits will kick in, and now there'll be nobody to stop them. So it's shubil. But yeah, going back to the issue of Pitso raiding our technical team, I think he should, man. Like that guy has built his career. He's old. He's at the not even prime. Like now he's at the cruising stage of his career. He's had to build this technical team, Ali Wani, and nobody was there to help him out. So I say he must raid. He must raid as much as he wants. He built these people. He made these people. He believed in these people. He believed in Rulani when nobody else did. And Rulani is such a, like, as much as we say Rulani is lucky, Rulani is such a vital cog, and we don't realize that. Like, you must look at Rulani when he's in a team, and you look at the young players, what happened to them. So what Pitso needed from Rulani was that, come and guide these young guys that I'm breeding them. Come and make them world stars. That's why Bobo Zungu can confidently say, we were coached by Rulani, as Dolly, and he's not lying. He's not lying, but because it's new to a South African player. There's somebody who coaches me, and there's somebody who manages the team. They don't understand that because Pitso wanted to be a manager from the onset. Understand? Like he wanted to delegate and say, like, Rulani, go and coach these guys. I want you to improve this certain aspect of Zungu. But South African players don't know that. They don't get that because they've never been exposed to their environment. Maybe it's different now. So yeah, I say, Pitso, you have my blessings, man. Come and take what's yours. You are in charge. It wasn't there before you were here. You had to build it from the ground up. We chased you. We even told you to go. Sorry, Pex. We even told you to go, and there was a time we were not appreciative of you. So come and raid, my guy. Come and raid. And Sundowns will go back to default settings. Come.
Yeah, I think so, man. If you were to take most of our analysts, performance analysts, and maybe Rulani also, it's going to be very tough. But I'm also saying that he can take them, man, because I see it's his work. All of those people he brought them there. Those people are the people that he works with. So I'm also giving him the blessings to take them. At least he may leave us Mangoba Mniti then and Wendell Robinson. At least guys, please. those two at least, just to have that core of the team left. As Cox said, man, we treated Coach Pitso badly, man, when he started. I remember back there was my friend who showed me one of my Facebook posts. I think it was 2013 or 2014. I was on him. I was on Coach Pitso. And I can't believe that I said that. Yeah, I always see those tweets and all of them like, what the hell? Yeah. So it was that bad those days, man. But he changed my perspective, man, towards him. He worked hard. Then man changed the team. I think from 2015 up until now, the team has been a beast. The team has been a beast. Like you can't just come to Loftus or Lucas Maripe and just beat Sundowns. You couldn't do that. You had to fight to beat Sundowns. I think we only have one loss at home in the Champions League. It was against Esperance. I was there at that night. I think it was against Esperance.
And it was after a dubious penalty, so it wasn't even supposed to be
a penalty by Sumauru. I remember. That was the only loss that we have. That's the only loss that we have in the Champions League at home. And all other matches we've been winning. We beat the same Ahly 5-0 at home. When Lucas was there also.
You know what, Mpex? You speak about you being one of the people who wanted Pitso gone. You know when Jurgen Klopp joined Liverpool, one of the statements that he said that he wanted to turn doubters into believers, right? And he did that, but no one has done it the way Pitso did, because with Jurgen Klopp, the doubters that Jurgen Klopp was speaking about are the people who thought Liverpool will not win, but they were backing the coach. Here you've got someone who's training someone who was fighting him, who's training someone who was throwing bottles at him into the biggest fan. I know this one guy, we call him Makahambe. And the reason we call him Makahambe is because he always said Pitso Makahambe. Now when you talk about Pitso, he doesn't want to hear anything, because he says that Pitso, this guy hated Pitso so much that, you know what, he didn't want anything. But now he's the biggest Pitso supporter. So Pitso, that's one thing about Pitso's legacy, is that he turned people who sometimes has got hooligans, Sometimes has got hooligans, and now you see some of those hooligans, they promise us hands when we criticize Pitso. You get someone who you can search in 2015 and you find a tweet saying Pitso must go. Now you're just criticizing a lineup and it's promising you hands. That's what Pitso has done.
Yeah, that's us, man.
Okay, look.
That's true, Morez. We are the ones now who are fighting against people who want Pitso, who wanted him to go.
Okay, so as a last closing statement, guys, I think as much as we spoke about the rating of the team, who's going to be his successor, obviously about the news, the conspiracy and all that, let's now touch base on Pitso's legacy at Mamelodi Sundowns. He leaves a very, very big legacy at Sundowns. In my intro, I spoke about him being the most successful coach at Sundowns and also in South Africa. We're talking about a guy who set a standard so high. Sundowns did not finish below number 2 for 7 years plus. We were in the CAF Champions League consistently, more than any other team in South Africa or in the southern region. What about his legacy, guys? What would you like to say? If Coach Pitso was watching right now, what do you want to say? Quickly, 1 minute each.
I'd like to say, Daddy Jingles, thank you so much for everything that you have done for this team. I mean, you took us from number 16, we finished 9th, The very next season, we ended up winning the league. My first ever Sundowns game was a game we played against SuperSport United where we won the league. 15 minutes before that game, my phone got stolen and I didn't leave the stadium because I wanted to see us win the league. We have been celebrating ever since. You're leaving such a big legacy, and I mean, we wish you all the best. And all of this success is happening to the most deserving person. I hope you go on from Ahly to go and coach in Europe. That Sundowns will be just one of those many teams that you have coached. We thank you so much for your contribution. And yeah, now it's time for us to rebuild and hopefully move forward.
Mpendulo?
Guys, Coach Pitso, oh man, guys. I'd like to thank Coach Pitso for what he has done for our club, guys. This in my lifetime, there's no coach who has done what he did at Sundowns. I started supporting Sundowns in the 90s, 99, when we won that title. And then after that, it went dull after when Coach Ted Dimitri left. Also, we couldn't win. We couldn't win anything up until other coaches came. Bo Miltovi, they won with Kamondi, and then Gordon Nickerson. But Coach Pitso came and really took everything for him. Just win a league title, win other trophies. He won the Champions League for us, our very first Champions League. I'm giving him my blessings. Even if he comes back and don't come when he comes back from Egypt and don't come to our team and go to another team, I'll give him my blessings to coach another PSL side. He has done a lot for us. 11 trophies in how many years? 7 years. That's 8 years. That's very good, guys. That's
Koketso?
is a good.
All right. Ever since I've known coaches in my life, the legacy that he leaves, this is the first time ever I see a coach carrying the whole team. And when I'm talking about the whole team, I'm not talking about playing personnel. I'm talking about your administrative side. I'm talking about PR. I'm talking about, like, Pitso marketed Sundowns internationally. Pitso made people respect Sundowns globally. Pitso's legacy will tell us that Pitso was once ranked ahead of Arsene Wenger. Pitso's legacy will tell us that he made a boy from Uganda into the best goalkeeper in the continent. Pitso's legacy will tell us that he had 2 of his players in the top 3 of best African footballers, and like that thing was unheard of in South Africa. He made us see football outside of the PSL. He made us think outside of the PSL because our big achievements. That's why you have these delusional fans who think they are those local giants, like the country giants, but they're dwarfs when they come to the continent, who think they're the most successful team and whatnot. He's made us see football beyond the country, and that's his legacy. And I don't think there's any other coach who thinks like that. Even the coach, go south of Joburg, doesn't think that. He doesn't rate anything outside the PSL. So that's his legacy. Thank you, Pitso. Thank you for widening our vision. It's big. We thank you. Go on, prosper, do best, and don't even come back. Go conquer Europe. Thank you, Coach.
Coach Pitso gave me a voice. I remember in my high school years, I mean, it was only 2 of us, I think, in my class who supported Sundowns, and we were laughing stock. Even when we won trophies, we did not have that voice. But Pitso came in. Pitso gave me the right to go on Twitter and say whatever I want to say, because I knew that I've got a fighter on my bench who will fight and back up my utterance, No one, no fan of any other team can go in on the first day of the season and say we're going to win the league, because you don't have a coach that you believe will fight until the end. Pitso did that for us. Pitso marketed Mamelodi Sundowns. Pitso turned, I said it before, he turned detractors into friends. Which coach goes on a press conference and say what he said about Wydad and still have people, supporters of Wydad, want him to come and coach their team after the things that he has said about them? And I'm not only talking about Wydad, I'm talking about Kaizer Chiefs. There are so many Kaizer Chiefs fans who wanted him at Naturena. But even after everything that they've said, which coach gets people calling him a man-child while they wish he comes and coach their team? No coach does that. No coach does that. You are busy calling him a man-child, but you are busy fasting that he loses his job and he goes and coaches your team. So Pitso, I mean, that man gave us, for me, he gave me the bragging rights. Everywhere I could speak, I could say whatever I want to say, because I knew that man is going to back up my words in the field of play. And I wish him all the best as well. And I really wish that, the Egyptians are patient with him, because Pitso likes to build. I wish that he wins the Champions League, a second one. I wish that he, and he gives hope. Pitso's story is one of the most beautiful stories. The man was down and out, The man was fired in Rustenburg in a hotel room at night. He got fired, and then he went back and he reinvented himself. He came back and he conquered Africa. There's no better story than that of Pitso Mosimane in South Africa at the moment. Wish him all the best, and thank you, Pitso.
Very sweet. Well, guys, you heard it all. I mean, my brother doesn't want to say anything, so it's fine. We'll leave it at that. Pitso, look, from Football Stalkers, we actually were planning to have a one-on-one interview with him. I hope that is still part of the plan, that we'll be able to do that. But apart from that, we as Football Stalkers would also like to acknowledge, and I also like to say to all those guys that are saying, no, this is not any form of bias. It's acknowledging the stats that's in front of you. The man is a success. What he has done at Mamelodi Sundowns, it's evident for everybody to see. And it would be naive of us if we're not going to acknowledge that and congratulate Coach Pitso for his achievements. And with that said, we will say congrats on what you've achieved at Mamelodi Sundowns. We wish you the best to where you are going. And like Sedi and all the other guys said, that we wish to see you also in Europe coaching one of the top teams. We don't want you to come back to South Africa yet. So go conquer the world, and then you can come back and tell us what you've learned abroad so that you can help South African football grow. With that said, we leave it at that. Sad day, good day, happy day, depending on which side you stand. But these news were breaking the internet. This was international news that we experienced today. I'm signing out.